Hey, what is happening? How are you doing today? I want to say thank you so much for being here. I am Chris, and this is the bonus edition episode of Podtastic Audio. On these short little light bonus episodes, I deliver value directly to you, cutting out all the fluff, cutting out the intro music, the outro music, cutting all of that out. And I'm delivering value directly to you in a tight little tiny package. So this is the bonus round, baby. So last night I was having a conversation with another podcaster. In fact, he actually texted me last night having this little problem. Basically, the problem is that he was not feeling very well. Listen, there's a sickness or an illness going around right now, and Christine has been hit with it, and she's been down for the count for the last 2 weeks. So we haven't released an episode in 2 weeks because she has not been feeling well, and that is okay. But this other podcaster was not feeling very well either, and he was complaining that his voice was completely gone, that he couldn't record a podcast. And I said, "Hey, don't you usually just do interview shows anyways?" He said, "Yeah, I do. I've got a whole bunch in the can already." But he felt that because of his voice was just not there, he wasn't feeling well, that he couldn't perform on his microphone to create that cool little intro vibe to his episode. And he was struggling with it because he was very worried that the guest that he had booked on the show would be upset that the episode didn't come out on the exact same day that he told his guest it would come out on. Now, whichever agreements that you come up with between you and your guest, I like to keep things extremely simple. Don't overcomplicate things, because if you start overcomplicating things with it's going to be released on this day, at this time, guaranteed 100%, it's in stone, it's in writing, and things come up or things happen, unless you completely have preloaded your podcast media host. I've never done this, but I wonder if it's possible to pre-record all of your guest interviews. Say you did 50 guest interviews over the last 50 weeks or whatever it is, and then you had all those episodes already edited and already done. If it's possible to just dump all of those into your podcast media host at one time, and then you have them set to go out on certain dates. Now, it did not sound like he did that, but he did pre-record all the interviews, because that's kind of how you do it. You pre-record interviews, you put them on a folder somewhere on a hard drive, and then you pull them out when it's time to release the episode. Now, the advice that I told him to do, which he did not take, is basically very simple. It's this: just wait on releasing the episode until you are healthy to release the episode. It's okay. It is a hobby podcast after all. You are not getting paid by the guest to release the episode, or by any company to release the episode. So why stress yourself out? Why worry about that? Because at the end of the day, it's a hobby. But I know that a lot of indie podcasters do not like calling it a hobby. They do not like using the word hobby podcast. When you think of the word hobby podcast, it sounds like you're playing with Legos or just toy. It's nothing really serious. And this person takes his podcasting extremely serious. So when you have somebody like that takes his podcasting show extremely serious, although he's not getting paid to do it, he does not see it as a hobby. For most of us independent podcasters, this whole podcasting stuff is basically like a one-man show that we do after work, after the kids go to school, after your kids go to bed. We have responsibilities and daily duties, and this podcasting stuff usually happens after we do all of the things we have to do in our daily lives, which actually means this is a hobby. If it's not a hobby, it's a side hustle. If it's not a side hustle, it's like a side project we're working on after we complete everything else. And it's okay to take a break every once in a while. It's okay to tell your audience, I'm not feeling well. I'm sick. I'm sorry. There's no episode out this week. And they will understand, because you are human and they are human. Something about podcasting actually has a human connection. There's a physical human element with audio podcasting that you're not going to get anywhere else. So what we've learned today is basically this: is that it's okay to take a break, and you should not ever make promises that you know you cannot keep. And if you have to break that promise, just explain things like, I'm not feeling well, I'm sick, so on and so forth. There are so many guests out there. If you feel like this guest is going to get mad at you, what are they going to do? Not listen to your podcast or promote it? Well, chances are they may not do that anyways. Hey, listen, after all, this is just a hobby, unless it's a career and you're getting paid to do this. Are you getting paid to do this? Probably not. So remember to have fun and enjoy the ride of podcasting. This is supposed to be fun. It's not a job. You go to work to get paid. You go to work for your job. Podcasting should not be a job. It should be a fun thing you like to do. So until next time, happy podcasting.